Welcome, everyone, to the 2019 Tucson Wildlife Center benefit. Thanks so much for being here. And another thank you. The theme this year was Born to be Wild. I see a lot of you really took that to heart, and that's awesome. You look great, so thank you so much. This year, the Tucson Wildlife Center helped 3,000 animals from rescue to rehab to release. That's incredible. So thank you all for being a part of this event. Yeah, round of applause for 3,000 animals. Amazing. And this event alone, just tonight, raises 1/2 of the operating capital for the TWC for the entire year. That's how important tonight is. So again, a huge thank you for being here. And I want to point out someone very special who's here, an honored guest, shall we? The Tucson City Mayor, Jonathan Rothschild. Mayor, thank you for being here. Everyone give him a round of applause. There he is. We are so excited to have you here tonight. We know you're busy. It's a Sunday night, and we so appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to be here with us. I want to bring someone special up here. This awesome event, it's been great so far. It's going to get even better, but it could not happen without Lisa Terry Jones. Lisa, come on up here. She's the Tucson Wildlife Center Benefit Assistant Chair, and she has even better things to say than I could. She has some very special people to recognize.
Thank you, Alex. I don't know, I actually have some very special people to recognize. But first of all, on behalf of the committee, I also want to welcome you to the 2019 benefit for the Tucson Wildlife Center. Thank you to Alex Dote from KVOA, Channel 4 News, our MC this evening. Thank you for being here. And Skyline Country Club, who for the third year has been our event sponsor. Thank you to Jay Hafner. And if you have a special event or a wedding coming up anytime soon, please consider this wonderful venue. So please give a round of applause to all of our sponsors and contributors. Thank you. And lastly, I just want to recognize some other people in the room that were really key to making this happen tonight and who helped make the Tucson Wildlife Center what it is. The benefit committee members, I know there's a couple in the room. If you are on the benefit committee, if you would please stand. These are the people that have, from start to finish, helped to make this event happen tonight. Thank you for all of your energy and time. The Tucson Wildlife Center board, I know we have some board members here this evening. So if you're on the board, if you would please stand. These are the people that uphold the mission of this great organization. So I know we have in the room Eddie Lauber, Jack Herring, Dr. Bill Fellows, Lisa Bates, and Pete Leininger. And finally, the Tucson Wildlife Center volunteers and staff. A lot of the volunteers you saw here tonight in the white shirts and black pants are from the Wildlife Center. If you're around in the room, please wave. And if you're on staff at the Wildlife Center, please stand. These are the people who help the center every day to make it function. Thank you. And finally, just another thank you from the committee for every single person in this room. You provide the dollars that help the center operate. So thank you for your support. We appreciate all of you. Alex?
All right, everybody, as you're enjoying your dinner, I think you'll get your second course next here in just a moment. But we have something really special for you guys tonight. Not only is there a live auction and the silent auctions, but we have a live performance for you this evening from Amber Norgard. A little bit about Amber as she gets ready over here. Amber grew up on a farm in Iowa. After college, she worked as a nurse in Alaska, where she discovered that music was obviously a great way to connect with people on a very profound level. In 2004, she left Alaska to pursue that dream. And since then, she's released 5 full-length albums, 5, and 1 acoustic EP. Amber here tours nationally, and she's opened for some of your guys' favorites, Judy Collins, Michael McDonald, even Kenny Loggins. That's so cool. Amber is going to perform a song she composed just for the Tucson Wildlife Center. She'll be accompanied here On your left, my right, that's Seth Merzen on viola. Amber collaborated on this project you're about to hear with Jeff Landers, who's a filmmaker here in Tucson. He's developed and made content for films, TV shows, national commercials, and other multimedia for clients worldwide. Amber, Jeff, we appreciate, and Seth, we appreciate your talent so much, and for you guys being here tonight and doing this awesome thing. We appreciate it. I haven't heard this yet, and I'm so excited, so you guys should be just as excited. I'll stop talking. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Amber and Seth.
Thank you, Alex. Story that could not wait. Now I spread my wings. I go there, back to my home, where nothing separates the land and the air. It's where I come from. It's all that I know. It's the freedom, the freedom of letting twists and turns, all the roadblocks to love, and the unexpected grace that carries me so far beyond the setting sun of what alone I could not become. Now I spread my wings. I go there, back to my home, where nothing separates the land and the air. It's where I come from. It's all that I know. It's the freedom of letting go. Back to my home, back to my home, back to my home. Now I spread my wings. I go there, back to my home, where nothing separates the land and the air.
Wow. Amber and Seth, thank you so much. Wow, that was amazing. And thank you, Jeff. I'm going to ask Jeff to stand. That video that you all just watched, Jeff made that all. He's back there in the green. You can't really miss him, right? Jeff, thank you so much. And one last big round of applause. That was amazing, that live performance. Seth, Jeff, and Amber, thank you so much. So right now I want to talk about some very important people, and then you'll stop hearing from me and you'll hear from the better people, the people who are hands-on with the Tucson Wildlife Center day in and day out. I want to talk about Lisa and her husband, Pete. They started, let's start with a round of applause for Lisa and her husband, Pete. They started the TWC on their own property 20 years ago. They cared for the animals 24/7, paid for medical needs and food, anything you can think of out of pocket. Lisa and some friends and nurses cared for those animals in a shed behind their home. Then Pete started building flight cages so the large raptors could learn how to fly, and enclosures for animals that they needed to rescue. In 2014, they were able to grow. So they got to build a state-of-the-art hospital on their property with private money because the center does not get government funding. Then they were helping about 1,500 animals a year. That was in 2014. Over the last few years, most other wildlife rescues have had to shut down. To put it in numbers, 12 other rescues have gone under since then. Now the Tucson Wildlife Center is the only one serving all 8 counties in southern Arizona. That's a big job. And instead of 1,500 animals a year, we're now talking 3,000. All right, without further ado, Lisa, you know what's coming. Without further ado, everyone, please give the warmest welcome you've given all night to Lisa Bates, the founder and executive director of the Tucson Wildlife Center.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Oh. Well, that's a first. Thank you very much. It made me cry. That was just amazing. Well, I'm very proud to be here tonight, and it's good to see all of you. Thank you for coming. We are so proud to have Diana Medeiros as our 2019 honoree. There she is right there. She is a lady of many talents and with a very big heart. Pete and I met Diana 20 years ago. She had invited us to the Gala of her Art for Animals Foundation. Tucson Wildlife Center was honored that night with its first ever grant award. Diana had officially launched our careers as wildlife rescuers and given us the confidence that we would succeed. Many years later, we were walking down an airport concourse, and there, in a beautiful center display, was Diana's painting, Looking for Mom. It was of our 2 baby orphaned javelina. We were so proud. That's how Diana makes you feel. We are immensely grateful that Diana has found her place in the world, combining her beautiful artwork with her generous philanthropy. Now, in this moving video you're about to see, her sister, television producer Sandra Levine, tells the poignant story of how Diana's love for animals comes naturally. It's literally in her DNA.
Diana has almost an iconic place in our community because of her art. When you think of Tucson and you think of Tucson art, you envision a Diana Medeiros painting. But that really is only one side of who she is. She's been fortunate and successful, but she's taken that success and she's given back to the community in so many ways.
And
Before my sister, Diana Medeiros, became an iconic artist in Tucson, creating beautiful paintings of her beloved Sonoran Desert, before she had been repeatedly honored for generously supporting a broad range of deserving charities and for using her breathtaking paintings to raise and then donate some $200,000 through her Art for Animals Foundation. She was a young girl in New Jersey, the daughter of an exceptionally skilled veterinarian, developing a deep connection to animals while living with me and our brother in an apartment attached to the veterinary hospital founded by our parents in the 1950s.
One of my jobs at the hospital was to raise the wild animals that were dropped off, and many times they died. And I would pray for magical powers in my hand so I could save them. And now I can paint them and give them eternal life.
She's helped not only the Wildlife Center, she helps the zoo, the Humane Society. She loves animals, and she's done a lot of paintings of bobcats and javelina and coyotes that came from our center. Diana's like family.
She has been really instrumental in giving me the confidence that we could do this. We could raise the money and build a good facility to deal with all the rescues needed for the wildlife around Tucson and 8 counties, all of southern Arizona.
Lisa Bates and her husband, Pete Leininger, founded Tucson Wildlife Center some 20 years ago to help injured, sick, and orphaned wild animals that have been hit by cars, poisoned, and simply crowded out by development. From humble roots, Tucson Wildlife Center has grown into a 14-acre facility, helping about 3,000 animals a year with a state-of-the-art, fully equipped hospital.
We do emergency medical care, we do surgeries, radiographs, just like a human hospital. And then they go into ICU or rehabilitation, and we get them back out to their families, released back to the wild as quickly as possible.
She's coming out.
One of Diana's most amazing feats was depicting the poignant story of a popular golf course-dwelling goose named Lucy in this painting that raised $20,000 in minutes at the Wildlife Center's annual charity auction. The bird had been critically injured and several hospitals had turned her away before Tucson Wildlife Center took her in and saved her life to the delight of her country club fans.
Tucson Wildlife Center brought her back to her pond where she lived. There were about 30 members of the club that came, and the TV cameras were there, and it was a big event for Lucy to be released back into her pond. It was a wonderful feeling to see this goose saved and then returned to her environment, which is the whole goal of the Tucson Wildlife Center.
In 2018, as benefit committee chair, Diana helped raise the most money ever, enabling the center for the very first time to hire veterinarians to be on site every day. Now, rather than scrambling to find help when injured animals arrive, there's an experienced doctor in-house.
Sometimes an animal can be in pain or suffering or needs surgery, and we're very grateful, very, very grateful for the opportunity to do this because the animal gets immediate attention of the highest standard.
Of all her philanthropy, the once little girl who helped the animals says this is her most meaningful accomplishment ever, bringing on the next generation of skilled doctors to carry forward our father's legacy, who at age 91 is no longer able to practice. Diana has found her own unique calling through her tremendous artistic gift, creating iconic paintings to help end the suffering of these stunningly beautiful creatures who are born to be wild.
I absolutely feel like it's our duty to help these animals. We have encroached on their environment. We have made it difficult for them to survive. And if we can do something to restore them to health and return them to their environment, that's what we should be doing.
Diana Medeiros, please come up. Okay. Well, I want you to know that the mayor and council, City of Tucson, have proclaimed today, March 3rd, Diana Medeiros Love for Wildlife Day. Yeah. There's your proclamation. And I'll hold on to that for you. And Tucson Wildlife Center proudly presents this beautiful Tiffany Award to you as our very special 2019 honoree. Thank you, Diana. It's all yours.
Okay.
Make us some good money.
All right. I'm verklempt. Well, first of all, thank you, Lisa, and thank you, Pete. You know, these two people are the real heroes. They've dedicated their lives for the past 20 years, and neither one has taken one penny. I've worked with a lot of nonprofits. I've never seen anything like their dedication. So thank you, Lisa and Pete, for 20 years of service. I am humbled and thankful for this honor. And I'll have to pay all of you for standing up. You know, you must have gotten that email that, I was giving out $100 if you'd stand up. But I never expected anything in return for helping Tucson Wildlife Center. And I did resist being the honoree, right, Julie? But I must admit this has been a very special night for me and for my family. My sister Sandy and her family, Caroline and Michael, flew in from New Jersey to be here. And I want to thank her for this beautiful video that she produced. She's a 10-time Emmy-nominated filmmaker, and she knows how to tell a story with heart. And she has not been able to come here for 7 years because she was caring for my mom, and now my dad is critically ill too, and his last wish has been to see the video finished. And we got to show it to him, or she did, a couple weeks ago. So we're very happy to be able to carry on our father's legacy in our own way. So tonight, it's about heart. It's about our hearts going out to help helpless animals. My husband's heart, Miro, we were driving down 22nd Street, actually to see our friends at this table, and a car hit a bobcat right in front of us. Miro stopped traffic. He risked his life. He went out into the street. He pulled the bobcat to the side. Now, what do you do if there's no Tucson Wildlife Center to call then? The mama coyote, okay, this happened at Raytheon. This coyote had these pups. She knew she was going to die. She deposited them on the steps of the Raytheon employee lounge. She knew the humans would take care of them. They called Tucson Wildlife Center. They took care of them until they were old enough to be released. And in the video, you saw the man holding the golden eagle, the huge bird. That bird was found lying on the ground near the border in southern Arizona. He had lead poisoning. He was so sick, he let the man pick him up and hold him in his jacket as he drove all the way from there to Tucson to bring him to the Tucson Wildlife Center. So now when people bring in a critically injured animal to the Tucson Wildlife Center, thanks to what we did, what you did in this room last year, for the first time there are now wildlife veterinarians right on staff. The first time in 20 years. So the reality is when a critically injured or ill animal comes through the door, the volunteers don't have to call around and plead with a veterinarian to come volunteer their time, and they're watching an animal suffer. Now there are wildlife veterinarians on staff 24/7 because Fund a Need last year raised almost $100,000 to make this possible. Please meet the new veterinarians, Dr. Roberto Aguilar, and Dr. Kelsey Davies. They're over here. Thank you. So if you ever want concrete proof that your dollars are working, there's living proof for you. So the reality is there were 12 wildlife centers here several years ago, and now there is one fully operational center. They used to take care of 1,500 animals, and now 3,000 animals come through the door. They have no additional funding to take care of these 3,000 animals. Everything's private donations. So what we do in this room tonight is going to determine the fate of 3,000 animals. So please give with your heart. Please help us keep the excellent standard of care. And let's get these animals that are born to be wild back to their homes. Thank you.